This is Peter Rosenberger. This is A Minute for Caregivers. The title of this chapter from my new book, A Minute for Caregivers, is called Quieten the Room. And I wrote this in the emergency room. Now, I know that sounds bad, but let me explain. We live in a rural area, and we have to go to the emergency room a lot for certain infusions and things like that Gracie has to do for a lot of things. It wasn't a emergency room visit where there's a lot of screaming and all that kind of stuff going on. So I wanted to preface that. But there was a lot of beeping and a lot of noise going on in the room. And I thought, sometimes you have to quiet the room, even if the room is not quiet, if you know what I mean. And I had my laptop with me. I knew we'd be down there for some time. And so I chose to write. I used that little tray they bring meals on and so forth. And I chose to write about quietening the room in a very loud, busy, beeping room. But that's the nature of our life. I mean, Gracie and I, if I stopped working every time she had a doctor's visit, well, you think about that. So this is chapter 17 from A Minute for Caregivers When Every Day Feels Like Monday. And by the way, this will take a little bit longer than a minute today, but if you'll indulge me, not much longer. Chapter 17, Quieten the Room. We've done everything possible to save this leg. All that's left is amputation. When you're ready, we'll have that conversation. Those are the words that came from Gracie's surgeon following numerous operations to save her right leg that was crushed and disfigured in her 1983 car accident. Most of what she deals with today is because of all the effort that went in to save those legs. Everyone in Gracie's life, including me, had an opinion about this, and Gracie understandably struggled mightily during this time. At 25, with a toddler, the decision weighed heavily on her young heart. Setting an appointment with our pastor, Bob, she limped into his office on her mangled right foot. As she sat quietly in his study, he stated, "Gracie, this room is off limits to every other voice telling you what to do. My job is to help quiet the noise so you can hear your heart and God's leading." Gracie pondered for more than an hour while Bob sat at his desk. No words passed between them. Finally, Gracie looked up with tear-filled eyes and said, "I am terrified of doing this," she whispered. Gaining strength, she continued, "But I can't live like this any longer. It's got to come off." Nodding somberly, he assured Gracie he'd be with her throughout the ordeal, and he kept his word. Sometimes the greatest gift we can give to others struggling with heartbreaking decisions is to clear the room, quieten the noise, and sit with them. Most know what needs to be done, but need a quiet place to process the fear and heartache while assured they're not alone. And I love this hymn from Katharina von Schlegel. You probably know this hymn very well. "Be still, my soul. The Lord is on your side. Bear patiently the cross of grief or pain. Leave to your God to order and provide. In every change he faithful will remain. Be still, my soul. Your best, your heavenly friend, through thorny ways leads to a joyful end."
Be still, my soul. The Lord is on thy side. Bear patiently the cross of grief or pain. Leave to thy God to order and provide. In every change he faithful will remain. Be still, my soul, thy best, thy heavenly friend. friend through thorny ways leads to a joyful end. Be still, my soul, thy Jesus can repay from his own fullness all he takes away.
This is Peter Rosenberger and Gracie Rosenberger. From my book, A Minute for Caregivers When Every Day Feels Like Monday, there's more at hopeforthecaregiver.com.